Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have another Reddit post that I was very intrigued. I thought this was really interesting. It illustrates what the hell is going on today. And I kind of figured that this individual who posted this was, on the fence with a lot of things in life and not to the point where he felt like he was contributing so much to an organization that probably still needs him or anyone of his caliber in expertise and knowledge, and then to just be, just to end it all within 6 months, where in my opinion, um, the organization must be really delusional to get rid of someone like this. So let's go over the details of it. All right. Want to share this with you. I just had a call with my CEO about my contract ending, feeling stunned and I am lost. I've been working in a healthcare software company for the past 6 months. I just want to share my input. I've been in healthcare previously in my previous life, right? In cybersecurity, all of it was cybersecurity, was in there for a good 8 years of my professional career in healthcare, all right? Doing similar if not the same, as this individual. Okay. Focused on security compliance, my main responsibility was helping the company achieve HIPAA and high trust certification, which is it's a challenge and there's a lot of things to follow, which is it's not impossible, but to follow regulations and what's handed down and what's required and all that great stuff as far as securing patient information is very crucial. Human safety, human life, first priority, just like in any other organization. But when you're working with healthcare specifically, that's you can't avoid that, right? That your whole world revolves around health information, healthcare. Um, that being said, which we've now successfully completed. Now that's great. This individual was there for 6 months and they achieved the goal that they met the goal that they were given, a task that they were provided and successfully completed in 6 months. Today, my CEO called and basically asked about my future plans since my core work is done. It feels like my contract might be not be extended, and honestly, I'm still processing it. I was cooking and feeling hungry just before the call. Now I've completely lost my appetite. I'm a recent cybersecurity graduate, and this was my first major industry role. If anyone has any leads, reference, or advice, especially in healthcare security or compliance, I'll really appreciate it. Thanks in advance. I am going to share my thought on this and how working in healthcare has, you know, made me push me into the realm of healthcare initially, and I kind of just got out of that. So I want to share a couple things. My number two, from my personal experience, the organization wise, companies that I do not want to work for. Number one being because of have experience in this, in the hedge fund industry, because these guys are brutal. Like if you ever watch Wolf of Wall Street, these guys every second of every day, they're talking about millions to billions of dollars for a trade or for the company, for the hedge fund. And every second that they're not trading or they have an issue IT related, they don't even care if it's not your responsibility for it, as long as this you are in the vicinity, like with the realm. How the hell do I say saying that? Vicinity? Yeah. Well, anyway, as long as you're in eye shot, whatever it is, you're gonna get the earful, right? You're gonna get cussed out, all of the above. But anyway, that would be my number one. Number two, my my least favorable working experience was healthcare. Although I did learn a lot. I'm not saying it was bad to a point where my reasoning is because it was very stressful. I mean, I had to travel to different urgent care facilities. I had to deal with nurses. I had to deal with doctors. I traveled to different hospitals, and doing I was doing two type of work there. when I was in healthcare was IT, networking infrastructure, system admin, slash also cybersecurity, compliance, and following rules, and all these other HIPAA and high trust and all these other regulations that were required, protecting PCI because it took credit card transaction, and also PHI, public health information, personal health information, not public. Sorry, definitely not public. Number two, being one of the most stressful environment because of the way the application team, because there's a application called EMR that it's the platform that the doctors, nurses, and all the medical staff have to use in order to retrieve patient information, and obviously they see charts and graphs and all that other nice stuff to make sure that they take care of the patient, right? Making sure that's secure, making sure that's highly available, because the last thing you want to do for any organization is have them revert back to pencil and paper. Now, in cases of emergency, these are the type of things that HIPAA high trust, put into place where what happened if your network is down? What happened? Your availability is not there. What happens if you were compromised? What happened? You have a cyber incident where you're crippled, right? These are the backup redundancy plans, BCDR, disaster recovery plans. What if there's a natural disaster? All that comes into play, right? What I've learned in those two industries and what I've been spewing out for you in the last few minutes has took me decades of knowledge and readily available to just spit out and give you transfer my knowledge over to you, right? And so one thing I want to say is that jumping back onto this specifically, this individual, 6 months in this industry. Now, I could say honestly, the organization or the CEO is just clueless, right? Because this is not something that you can just put together, make it work, and achieve and pass or whatever. You get sign off by the government or whoever's passing down these policies, and then say, okay, we're done. We don't need to focus on it. No, it's continuous. It's never ending, right? Because there has to be a constant overlooking these type of things to make sure that you're still compliant. Not you're compliant now and then we're good forever. It doesn't work that way, right? As technology changes, things changes, staff changes. It's a continuous, endless way of making sure that you're always compliant constantly, right? You get audits every year. You have to do it, right? So I feel like whoever hired him, whoever the CEO is, needs a training course themselves to make sure that this is not a role that you can just, hire someone for 6 months and then get rid of. But, it's really sad to see something like this, in my honest opinion. My experience with healthcare, because I was in it for 8 years, one of the key things after I came out knowing, people knowing, like hiring managers and recruiters knowing that I had so many years of experience in healthcare, even for you right now for 6 months, is that they know the stuff because you've been in the industry. And that's how most individuals land certain roles, because they had experience in this particular industry and they want you to be in there, right? Because now you kind of have a little leverage over that, right? So I know someone that was working in law firms for a little bit of time. They did a little stint there, and continuously they kept getting interviews for law firms, right? When I was working in healthcare, when I came out looking for jobs, I constantly got, like interviews for either hospitals or other healthcare companies, or even insurance companies, right? Because now you know what's involved. You know the type of industry that you're going into or they're trying to hire for, and you've had that experience. You can transfer that knowledge over easily, right? It's not like you becoming, you like a cook in the kitchen and then a mechanic, looking for a job. They're not going to just hire a dealership looking for a mechanic. It's not just going to hire a cook, right? It doesn't make sense. But if you had experience doing mechanical work and fixing cars and things like that nature, then obviously you have the knowledge, right? You know what tools to use, you know what the industry is doing, you know how it should act and how it should, what policies are in place and this and that. So, yeah. Two sides to this, right? One is unfortunate that he is not getting renewal for his contract after 6 months. The positive side is with that 6 months of knowledge, and because depending on how he lays it out on his resume, putting all that information and what he did to the T, like details, how the hell did you bring a company to achieve HIPAA and high trust certification is really key at this point, in my honest opinion. That's my advice to this individual if he's watching, is that because if you claim that you did this, right, you completed this and you have proof of it, put that all on paper and make it as visual, as vivid as possible, right? Don't leave out any details that would have compromised you landing another gig. I wouldn't say similar to this, but another gig in general, right? At least within cybersecurity. And the fact that you're a cybersecurity graduate and having this under your belt, I would say that's a great achievement already. So I just wanted to, share this little blog post on Reddit with you, all the individuals who are looking right now for additional jobs or even contract jobs. There's a lot of contract jobs out there because organizations are kind of reluctant to hire full time because the cost that comes with that. But yet they still need the experience. They still need people. They still need skills. They still need talent. They still need individuals who understand cybersecurity because you can't avoid it. You can't omit the fact that you need someone with cybersecurity skills, right? Any organization. But depending on if they're hiring full time or they're just hiring contract, whole different story. But again, I just want to say to achieve HIPAA and high trust certification within 6 months, it's pretty impressive. I have to put it there. And I also want to kind of not sure if this individual worked all alone or if there was another team member or maybe a smaller team that helped accomplish this because it's not a small feat. I just want to put that out there. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully this was, positive news in a way, but, it was just me also giving my advice on what I would do if I came through a situation like this. I would capitalize on everything that I've done so far within the last 6 months, especially utilizing this to break into the industry as best as I can. All right. I want to thank you guys for being here and please hit that like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Take care.